Kenny, how's the ankle feeling? And do you feel like if you can go on Sunday if needed?
Yeah, it feels good. I'm gonna, just taking it day at a time, listening to what the trainers are saying and the coaches are saying.
Kenny, how is it mentally not knowing if your body's going to fully be able to recover to allow you to even take the field this rest of the season?
Yeah, it's just taking it a day at a time, and they have a plan for me. I'm just going by what they're telling me.
You've had this similar injury. About now is kind of that recovery process. Does it feel the same as last time as far as that progression, that recovery period goes?
Yeah, it does. It feels like I'm on track with what I need to do. It's really not how I feel. It's kind of what they see me doing and how they feel like I'm looking, moving around and everything.
Is there any one thing that's kind of holding you back right now, keeping you from doing what you're doing?
No, it's up to the trainers and what they see me do.
Kenny, what have you been able to do as far as mental reps and just kind of going through things to make sure you're staying up to speed with it?
Yeah, exactly that. Getting the mental reps, taking advantage of the stuff that I'm not, getting physically by just standing behind and going through my reads and everything.
If you were to put a percentage on it, how do you feel percentage-wise?
I can't give you a percentage. I don't really know. I mean, like I said, just listen to what the trainers are telling me, the way I'm moving and everything, and going from there.
Do you feel like you would have to be 100% to be able to go on Sunday?
No, that's not my call. That's the trainer's call.
Having the chance to step back and be on the sidelines and see the game from a different perspective, has it allowed you to see anything different, learn anything, and take some lessons from it?
No.
How's the relationship between you and Mason in that quarterback room?
It's great. Between Mitch, Mason, myself, and Coach Sully and DC, we're all really tight, all pulling for each other, all helping each other out on the sideline. Great friends of mine. Those guys will always be great friends of mine.
What was it like seeing your offense score 34 points and you guys hitting on those big plays?
Yeah, it's good. We had a lot of success. Guys did a great job after the catch. Mason made great throws. I thought we played complimentary football all the way around. Defense played great, so it was awesome to see.
What have you seen out of Mason from a preparation standpoint?
The same as he's always been. He's always a consistent guy, so his consistency is great. He shows up with the same attitude. So I'd say, his consistency is awesome.
Are there any boxes you have to check for the coaches, or is there anything that you haven't done yet, or do you feel like you're good to go?
I feel like I could. I always try to push myself. It's the trainers, it's the coaches, it's what they see me moving and how they want to go about it.
Is there a certain frustration level going on with you right now? Being a competitor, wanting to go back there.
Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, any competitor wants to get in there and play. I'm trying to come back as soon as possible.
What's it been like seeing the team going through obvious struggles the last few weeks and seeing them break through? How have you seen the team kind of adapt to that change?
I wouldn't say there was much of a doubt. I mean, you always believe you're going to go out there and do it. It's good to see that us go out there and do it. So I don't think anyone's mindset really changes. So sometimes you got to keep at it until you get that performance.
Given how close it is to the end of the season, was there ever any consideration of just shutting it down, and why did you decide?
Never, no. That would never be my mindset. I'm always trying to come back as soon as possible.
What was the feedback from the trainers last week that ended up making the decision not to have you go?
They didn't feel like I was able to move and protect myself well enough.
Have you had any insight as far as if you are cleared medically to play, if you will get the start or not?
No, they're just taking it day by day. Communication-wise, there's nothing looking down the road. It's literally when I show up and how I look moving. It's kind of what they feel like I'm doing, how well I'm doing. It's up to them.
It seemed like in the very beginning you guys had some good running room. What do you feel like was the difference maybe from a week prior in the running game against Cincinnati?
Divisional opponent. I think that we kind of know what they do. And just our mentality heading in there early in the game.
How do you keep that mentality carrying over this week against Seattle?
Man, we just try to go about practice the same way we do every week. We try to emphasize that in meetings a lot. We try to tell, just really what the game plan is to each other and know that we need to execute that to make plays like how we did last week.
What does Seattle do to try to keep offensive linemen from getting to the second level? Because that seems to be a huge part of when you guys get going is when the offensive linemen are getting to the backers.
You said, how does Seattle stop that?
How do they counter? Like, what you see on tape that they do up front that can be challenging to do that?
Oh, I mean, they do they substitute their front a lot. I don't think they're really downhills and the backers. That's what teams do a lot to blow up runs for us not to get the secondary. But they just have a good defense. They got their safety, the rookie and Tariq at the other side. But I got Bobby in there, got Devin, and they got Jordan Brooks. And, they got a good group of guys. They're a very good defense. So they obviously have good players and they put them in good position to make plays. And we just got to execute our game plan and play physical.
You know, feel like
Is that performance against the Bengals, the completeness of it, that alleviate any frustration you guys might have been feeling?
No.
You feel like you got a shot in the arm off of that
Does that alleviate anything? No.
as a group?
No. Doesn't alleviate nothing. We got to win the rest of the season if you want to make the playoffs, right? I mean, right? So, like, one game ain't going to alleviate nothing. One game is good that we stacked another one on the winning bracket, but we got to win 2 more.
you're going to feel like being back in Latrobe, trying to break a tackle from Devin or trying to block Devin.
I never
this
was.
week.
I don't think I was.
Maybe you guys weren't in Latrobe. Maybe
I
you were
don't
here.
think I was in
Yeah.
Latrobe with
But
Devin. I was in
training
a
camp, practice,
training camp.
yeah.
I don't know. You know, they got a lot of other guys across the ball. So, you know, they got good players. So, you know.
Mason being aggressive and stretching the field, how much did that help you guys in the run game, opening things up?
Well, it helped out a lot because at first they was playing one high. So not only did, well, they was in one high most of the game. So really it just helped going into the next game of playing maybe a defense could play maybe too high. Maybe they won't be so run heavy. It helps out a lot. I think that Mason did a really good job. I said it last week too, of just coming in and executing what he had to do. So, you know, we're all just happy off his performance.
Najee, following up on the point that you made about playing within the division and knowing the divisional opponents, obviously they know you too, but why have you guys been so good in that regard so far this year?
In divisional play?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know. Maybe.
Coach Tomlin always talks about the chess versus checkers thing. Why are you guys a little bit better at chess?
Mike T. You know, Mike T has the game plan. He tells us what to expect, what we need to do, how to execute, how to beat this person, how to beat this team. And you know, it's my 3rd year here, and ever since I got here, he always told us that the divisional play is always what keeps you in Pittsburgh, really. And you know, he always gives like almost a blueprint of how to, you know, beat teams in our division, because he's just so well in knowing the other team, because he's been here, you know, for a long time. So I think really just Mike T. That's why he's who he is right now. He's one of the best coaches, and you know, just him giving us the blueprint of how to beat these teams. I think why we're winning. It's the best explanation I could give.
Is Kenny staying engaged in practice with this for the last couple of weeks?
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes.
Growing up on the West Coast, I know you were in Seattle for a little bit. How familiar are you with the Seahawks, with kind of everything that they've done?
Really cool. I'm really cool with Sean Alexander too. He was there and he went to Alabama too, but he obviously had his legacy with the Seattle Seahawks. When I was living there too, I remember just watching them play in the Super Bowl, right? Yeah, he was in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I remember watching them play in the Super Bowl. I remember watching them play against actually the Steelers. Yeah. I'm about to say, that's crazy, huh? Yeah, I remember watching them play against the Steelers too. So, you know, I've been a fan of the Niners, and I've also been a fan of just watching Seattle, especially when they had Marshawn there, one of my mentors, and just having their Legion of Boom with everybody. It was a very exciting team to watch. So, you know, it's good to play against some of these teams that I looked up, I watched on TV when I was young.
Had you ever been to Lumen Field before?
My dad lives literally right by it, so like I drive past it a lot. But that's what But I never been into it. I never been in it. But whenever I visit my dad in Seattle, because he lives out there, I literally always see it. He stays downtown, literally like right across the street from it. So no, I haven't been there yet.
Will he be at the game?
He will. Yeah, he will.
It's known as a pretty loud venue. What some of the challenges, and do you look forward to that?
So yeah, obviously, you know, they have the 12th man, and they're really loud. So we're not gonna be able to do certain things cadence-wise. I don't know, but it's always fun playing away. I like looking at other people's venues and things. I remember my first time playing in Green Bay and looking at the Lambeau Field, how much history that is, and you know, to play in Seattle. And they hear, you know, the 12th man, they heard about how loud they get, and I think they caused like an earthquake or something too, right? Yeah, so like, that'll be dope, you know what I mean, if they could do that again. Well, not really.
What does Mason's presence do for you guys in the huddle? Mason's presence as a quarterback, with his experience with this team, what does that do for you guys?
That vet presence, you know, he's been around a little while, so I've been here with him since I came into the league or whatever. So me and him got a great little bond and whatnot. So I'm familiar of him. It's not like the rest of the guys don't know his game or whatnot. Like you say, you see how he came in, and everybody just, you know what I'm saying, play how they normally play. You know, Mason came in and did his job. The moment wasn't too big. And like you said, he prepared real great last week. So he's doing the same steps, getting ready for Saturday. Yeah.
What have you noticed about his kind of preparation, being a backup, for so long now, coming in, like you said, the moment's not too big, but what have you noticed about his preparation outside of this?
Just how he, pushes through adversity, because everybody obviously wants to play, go out there and do what they do. You know what I'm saying? His situation, he's able to stay strong through the whole process, and still do his reps behind whoever was in front at the time. Act like he's simulating himself in the game. Once he gets in the game, you see those reps he's doing behind the quarterback or whatever, and it comes to life. Just little stuff like that nobody really notices. He does that on a day-to-day basis, and you see he's continuing to take strides each and every day.
Do you expect Pickett to get the majority of the coverage this time?
It don't matter. I'm sure they're gonna probably lean more to the side, but like I said, we just go out there, and play. We don't kind of really worry about who's leaning which side or whatever, because anybody can make plays out there at the end of the day.
It seemed like no matter what Cincinnati tried, you guys had an answer for it. Do you feel like that hasn't been the case all year? Maybe what was the difference that allowed you to do that in that game?
I just felt like the coaches came up with a great game plan, and we went out there and just executed. No matter whatever the play was, we wanted it more. And we put that on film, put points up. That was real big for us, scoring 3 touchdowns. And so we just looking to build off that.
Diontae, how much this week? How's he approaching the week and been involved and staying involved?
He's preparing like he's going to play, actually. So I'm seeing him take extra reps whenever he's not going. I get a few reps with him. Like I say, he's just preparing like he's playing, and I don't see nothing different.
Does it seem like to you he is pretty close to getting to 100%?
He looked good to me, but at the end of the day, it's up to his decision and the coach's decision. So, me saying that ain't not gonna matter. So, but
any noticeable difference in practice for him?
Yeah, he still got the spin on the ball. His footwork looked great. Don't see nothing holding him back. So, he looked good to me.
How much did it mean
to you that Mason hung in the pocket the way he did?
A lot. It shows that he showed poise in the pocket. And that's real big. To be able to keep your eyes downfield while got the D-line trying to get in your face or whatever it is. But just little stuff like that, showing that he's going to stay in the pocket a little longer, make his reads, not try to get out so quick, find his guy. He did that, made plays for him, made him look good. So we're trying to build off that this week.
It's been a couple of years since you saw Seattle. What do you notice about their defense? Is it kind of the same brand that they've been?
Yeah, really kind of the same, I would say. Real fundamental team. Don't show you a lot, but they're gonna stick to what they know. They got a good front seven. Front seven. Great group of DBs. So we got to be on our stuff out there. Just can't go in the game thinking we're gonna blow them out. That's what any team we play. So I feel like we're gonna have a great game plan and be just fine.
I know you said that you guys go out and just look to execute, but talking about assignments and knowing what defenses try to do. Mason told us that you guys had a plan for using Pat Bryant as like a decoy last week. How do you go into a team, go into this one, a team that you guys haven't faced in a while?
Really just trusting in the coaches, that the plays they got for us, is gonna beat certain coverages that they run in. Like I said, it's our job to really understand once we out there, read the defense and stuff like that, what they're in. That helps us out based off, where we got to go in our routes and stuff like that. It allows the quarterback to make certain checks when it's necessary. So like I said, we're gonna be fine. So just one day at a time, just believe in the game plan the coaches preparing for us.
With that said, Mike Tomlin said Mason was aggressive on Saturday. Is that quarterback dependent? Is that nature dependent? What do you think? Why do you think that was?
I have no idea. Again, that's a better question for those guys. I think for us, as skilled players, we just try to continue to do our job and, be where we need to be and, make plays when our numbers call.
How fun is it to be with the quarterback, be on the field when he is being aggressive, when there are those shots being taken and the field's really getting stretched?
Yeah, you see how that just impacts the game. Again, last week for us, we were able to score some points early, and put our defense into an advantageous position, being able to, make them a little bit more, one-dimensional and needing to pass and needing to play, and try to, shorten the game and things like that.
Alan, how do you make that contagious? How do you take that and then move it forward?
Just continue to stay dialed into the game plan. As far as the areas that we want to attack and different things like that. I thought we executed that last week. Like I said before, we got a lot of first downs on first and second down. We stayed ahead of the chains. We had a lot of positive runs and have too many negative plays. I think when you're doing that, regardless of whatever is going on, in the game, you're able to put yourself in an advantageous position.
You guys had a big game against the Bengals the first time around, and then it wasn't able to carry over. What do you guys have to do differently this time to use this Bengals win as a springboard for the last 2 games?
I don't think we can really focus too much on the Bengals. I thought we played. I think we can take away the things that we did do well from that. Like I said before, we played relatively penalty-free, turnover-free, and different things like that. Whenever you're doing that and are able to stay ahead of the chains, you're able to have positive performances. So things like that is stuff that we can take away from that game. But I think the most important thing is figuring out how we can attack this Seahawks defense. And for us, continuing to get better, and improve on the things we want to improve on throughout the course of the week.
What challenge does that Seahawks defense give you?
They're a very fundamental defense. A ball searching defense. Again, whenever you play against a Pete Carroll defense or teams of that kind of tree of single safety middle defense, again, those guys play fast, aggressive, make plays on the ball, and different things like that. So you just have to be sound in your fundamentals as well.
What have you seen from Mason from a preparation standpoint? Something maybe we haven't seen since he's been a backup until.
I think all our quarterbacks, stay and do a great job of staying locked into the game plan, no matter who's playing or who's not. I think that's what makes that group special is that we have constant communication, as a skill position group, with everybody. That may be Mitchell asking questions, Mason asking questions, Kenny asking questions. No matter what. So I think that for us, it's a very open form of communication, just as far as what's going on in the game plan and different nuances within that.
Have you noticed that group and that room kind of be tight knit? Maybe being an outsider of that room, watching that all kind of unfold.
Yeah, they've always been tight knit. Again, like I said before, that's something that that's special about that room. Like I said before, no matter who's playing or who's not, as a receiver, any questions or anything like that, you can go to anybody in that room, and ask them the question, hey, how do you guys see this, or how are they playing this, or what's the expectation on this? It doesn't take the person that's actually playing to be able to answer some of those questions. It's a very open form of communication.
You've been on several NFC teams. Have you played in Seattle?
I've never played in Seattle before, so this will be my first time.
Are you excited? What's the challenge of that? that crowd has a reputation for being loud, that stadium. What is the challenge in going in there?
Yeah, I've heard, just how hostile of an environment it can be. I think that as a competitor, you look forward to that. Again, this is my first time playing in Seattle, so the expectation is just that it's going to be loud, but for us, I think that just kind of heightens our focus throughout the course of the weekend, as we're detailing stuff and different things like that.
I'm a guy that's got experience, and I know I can still add a lot of value to a team. And being here in Pittsburgh, I understand the steel curtain tradition, and for me, it's just about giving it all I got, applying pressure, and really just adding value. So I'm excited to be here.
What didn't work with the Raiders this year?
I think it just came down to opportunity. I love what those guys got going with AP as an interim head coach. Like I said, I'm just thankful to be here, and I still got a lot left in the tank. So I'm excited.
As an experienced guy, how quickly do you think you can adapt, kind of learn the defense, get ready to roll?
I've done it before, multiple times in my career. I've gotten assigned to the team on a Friday and played 48 hours later. I've gotten in on a Thursday and started on a Sunday. So for me, it's just about getting here, getting around the guys, understanding the chemistry, understanding what we're trying to do and achieve, and get the playbook down. From there, I know what I can do on the field.
What kind of relationship do you have with Mike Tomlin? Did you talk with him coming out the draft process or anything before this?
Yes, a great relationship. Tomlin's a guy that any player wants to play for. It's just a matter of grace and opportunity. Me coming out of college, was going to be a top 3 pick and got hurt in the last game. So a lot of guys thought I'd never play again. But I'm happy to be in year 8 and still striving for greatness. So I'm just thankful for this opportunity, for sure, whatever the role is.
You up to speed physically, Jaylon?
Absolutely. Hey, I'm ready to go.
How about mentally with all you got to learn? How much extra studying you can have?
Just got to put the time in. That's all. There's no way around it. You got to put the time in. But you know, I'm a guy that got experience, understand a lot of schemes that I've been in. You just got to understand the terminology and then get out there and be great, for sure.
Jaylon, you mentioned this defense. What do you like about this defense?
I love the edge, the physicality we play with. You know, here in Pittsburgh, just everyone's flying around and trying to make a play, but doing it together, and that's what matters. Is you know, especially on the defensive side, you have to be a unit and as one, for sure.